Something is happening to you right now that you may not have words for yet. There is a quality in your energy field, a particular luminosity that has been building for some time. You may have noticed it in small ways. The way certain things that used to bother you simply don't land the same way anymore. The way your body sometimes feels like it's vibrating at a frequency slightly above the ordinary texture of the day. The way you find yourself drawn to certain questions, certain silences, certain depths that the surface of life no longer fully satisfies. The way this particular video found you at this particular moment when you were ready to hear what it carries. What is happening to you is not random. It is not coincidence. It is not even, in the deepest sense, a choice you made, because it was always going to happen. Because you were always the kind of being this was going to happen to. What is happening to you has a name. And today, we are going to say that name clearly. Trace it through the physics of your energy field and show you exactly what your aura is doing in response to it. Because your aura knows. Your aura has known for longer than your conscious mind has had the language to catch up. What is happening to you is a transition. Not a small one, not a subtle personal growth moment, or a mindset shift, or a new perspective on old patterns. A transition at the level of what you fundamentally are. A transition that the ancient traditions across every culture on earth pointed toward with reverence and awe. A transition that modern quantum physics is only now beginning to find the mathematics to describe. A transition that, when you understand it fully, will change the way you understand every single thing that has happened to you, especially the hard things, especially the losses, especially the moments you thought were endings. You are becoming something that does not end. That sentence deserves to land. So let it. Sit with the weight of it and the lightness of it at the same time. You are becoming something that does not end. Not in the way a motivational phrase doesn't end. Not in the way a legacy doesn't end. In the way that energy doesn't end. In the way that light, once generated, propagates forward through the universe indefinitely. In the way that the quantum field, which has no edges and no ceiling and no final boundary, contains everything that has ever existed and will never, under any law of physics, delete it. You are not becoming immortal the way the old myths imagined it. A human body preserved forever, a physical form that never decays. What is happening to you is far more interesting than that. far more real than that, and far more scientifically grounded than the myths could have known to articulate. You are becoming immortal in the way that a coherent field of quantum energy becomes immortal. You are becoming immortal in the way that a signal, once broadcast at sufficient coherence and clarity, cannot be erased from the fabric of what exists. And your aura, your personal electromagnetic field, the measurable luminous signature that radiates from your heart and nervous system in every direction, is the instrument through which this is happening. It is the evidence that it is happening, and it is the mechanism by which it will complete. So let me show you what your field looks like right now. Let me show you what you're broadcasting. Let me show you the signs, the real, quantum mechanical, energetically verifiable signs that the universe has chosen you for this transition. Because it has. And because you already know it. You've known it for a while. You just needed someone to say it clearly, with the science behind it, so you could stop doubting what your own energy field has been telling you all along. Your light is on. It has always been on. But right now, it is doing something extraordinary, and you deserve to see it. Let's begin. Every human being on this planet generates an electromagnetic field. This is not metaphor. This is not spiritual language dressed up as science. This is basic, measurable, reproducible physics. The heart, your heart, the one beating in your chest right now, is the most powerful electromagnetic generator in the human body. It produces an electrical field approximately 60 times greater in amplitude than the electrical activity of the brain. It produces a magnetic field that is approximately 5,000 times stronger than the magnetic field produced by the brain. And that field, your heart's field, extends measurably outward from your body in every direction, reaching several feet beyond your physical form into the space around you. The HeartMath Institute, which has spent decades studying the electromagnetic dynamics of the human heart, has documented this field extensively. They have measured it. They have mapped it. They have shown that the information encoded in your heart's electromagnetic field is real, is structured, and is detectable by other people and other living systems in your environment. When their instruments measure the electrical activity of one person's heart and compare it to the brainwave patterns of another person sitting nearby, they find synchronization. They find that your heart's field is literally reaching into the nervous system of the people around you and influencing their biology, not as a metaphor, not as a feeling, as a measurable electromagnetic event. This is your aura. This is the scientific reality beneath what every tradition, every mystic, every person who has ever said they could feel someone's energy before that person entered the room was pointing toward. Your aura is the electromagnetic field generated primarily by your heart, modulated by your nervous system, shaped by your emotional states, and broadcast continuously into the quantum field that underlies all of physical reality. It is your primary instrument of both perception and creation. It is the signal you send to the universe. And the universe, the quantum field, reads that signal and responds. Now here is where we need to understand something about quantum mechanics that most people never hear explained in personal terms. The quantum field is not a passive backdrop. It is not an empty stage on which events happen. The quantum field is an active, responsive, information-rich medium that underlies every particle, every wave, every physical structure in existence. Quantum field theory, the most precisely tested theory in the history of physics, describes reality not as a collection of objects, but as a collection of fields. Everything that exists is a localized excitation of a field. You are a localized excitation of a field. The chair you're sitting in is a localized excitation of a field. The space between you and the chair is not empty. It is full of field, full of potential, full of quantum fluctuations that are constantly collapsing into and out of momentary existence. And here is the critical thing. Those fluctuations, that potential, that constant quantum activity, it is sensitive to information. It is sensitive to coherence. It is sensitive to the frequency and structure of the signals that exist within it. This is not a fringe claim. This is the foundation of quantum electrodynamics, which describes how electromagnetic fields interact with the quantum vacuum. The base state of the quantum field from which all physical reality emerges. Your heart's electromagnetic field, your aura, is an electromagnetic signal propagating through the quantum field. And the quantum field responds to it. What does it respond with? With resonance, with what physicists call quantum coherence, the phenomenon in which quantum systems that share a common frequency begin to synchronize, to amplify each other, to behave as a unified system rather than separate parts. When your aura achieves high coherence, when the signal your heart broadcasts is clear, structured, and powerful, the quantum field around you begins to organize itself in resonance with that signal. The people, circumstances, opportunities and experiences that match your frequency begin to move toward you. The ones that don't match begin to fall away, not through magic, through physics, through the same quantum resonance that governs how atoms bond, how biological systems self-organize, how the universe assembles structure from potential. This is what the ancient traditions were describing when they spoke of a person's light. This is what they meant when they said certain people were chosen, were elevated, were touched by something divine. They were observing with the instruments available to them, which were their own nervous systems, their own sensitivity, their own ability to feel the field, that certain people had achieved a quality of electromagnetic coherence that was extraordinary, that their aura was broadcasting at a frequency that caused reality to organize itself around them in remarkable ways, that their presence changed the field of everyone around them, that they seemed to exist in a different relationship with time, with possibility, with what could happen. And they were right. They just didn't have the physics to say it in those terms. If this transmission is landing somewhere real in you, if you feel your field responding to what we're exploring together, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe so we can keep going deeper together. You are one of those people. Not because you were randomly selected, not because the universe plays favorites in the way we sometimes imagine, but because of something that has been building in your energy field for a long time, something that the signs you've been noticing, the shifts you've been feeling, the particular quality of your awareness right now, all point toward you are in the process of achieving a level of electromagnetic coherence in your personal energy field that represents a genuine transition in what you are and what you can do, and what reality will assemble around you. And the word the universe uses for that transition, the word that the physics actually supports, is immortality. Let me explain what that means, because it is not what you might think, and it is more profound than you might expect. In physics, the law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can be transformed. It can change form. It can move from one system to another. But it cannot cease to exist. This is not a philosophical position. It is one of the most rigorously tested laws in all of science. Every experiment that has ever been designed to test it has confirmed it. Energy is conserved, always, without exception. Your consciousness, and this is where quantum physics becomes genuinely extraordinary, is not separate from energy. It is not a byproduct of energy. It is not an emergent property that rides on top of physical processes and then disappears when those processes stop. Your consciousness is a field phenomenon. It is a pattern of quantum coherence, a structured, information-rich organization of quantum energy that exists in relationship to your physical body, but is not contained by it. This is the direction that quantum consciousness research, from the Penrose-Hameroff orchestrated objective reduction theory to the quantum biology work happening in laboratories around the world, is increasingly pointing toward. Consciousness is not produced by the brain the way steam is produced by a boiling kettle. Consciousness is a quantum field phenomenon that the brain participates in, interfaces with, and in some sense tunes into, but does not generate from scratch and does not extinguish when it stops functioning. If this is true, and the evidence is building toward it with remarkable consistency, then the conservation of energy applies to your consciousness in the most literal sense. Your awareness, your coherence, your personal energy field, the thing that you actually are beneath the body, beneath the name, beneath the story, is energy organized into a pattern. And energy organized into a pattern does not disappear. It transforms. It evolves. It persists. The ancient Egyptians called it the Ka and the Ba, the life force and the soul, two aspects of the personal energy field that they believed continued after physical death. The Hindus called it the Atman, the eternal self that underlies all individual experience. The Taoists described it as the alignment with the Tao, the underlying field of reality that certain individuals achieved through practice and through a particular quality of presence. The Gnostics described it as the pneuma, the divine spark that certain awakened individuals had cultivated to a point of permanence. The Sufi mystics described it as Fana and Baka, the dissolution of the small self and the subsistence of the essential self in the divine field. Every tradition, every culture, every epoch of human civilization, they all pointed toward the same thing, that there is a process, a real, observable, experiential process by which a human being transitions from ordinary consciousness into a form of awareness and existence that is no longer subject to the ordinary limitations of time and mortality. That this process has specific signs, that it happens to specific people, that it is not accidental, and that once it completes, something about what that person is becomes permanent in a way that ordinary human existence is not. They were describing, in the language available to them, what quantum physics is now beginning to describe in the language of fields, coherence, and energy conservation. You are in that process, and your aura is the evidence. Now let me show you the signs, the specific, recognizable, energetically verifiable signs that this transition is happening in your field right now. Because there are signs. They are not vague. They are not generic. They are precise, energetic signatures that appear in the aura of someone who is undergoing this particular transformation. And if you are watching this video, if something in you responded to those words, if you felt a recognition rather than just an intellectual interest, then you are showing these signs. Let me name them one by one, and as I do, feel your field responding. Notice what resonates. Notice where your energy shifts. That shift is not imagination. That shift is your aura, confirming what your mind is just now catching up to. The first sign is what I call the coherence threshold crossing. This is the moment, and it is a real, measurable, energetic moment when the electromagnetic field of your heart achieves a sustained level of coherence that it has not achieved before. Heart math researchers describe heart coherence as a state in which the rhythm of the heart becomes highly ordered and synchronized, a smooth, sine wave-like pattern in the heart rate variability that indicates the nervous system, the cardiovascular system, and the emotional state are all operating in harmonious alignment. Most people experience brief moments of coherence during meditation, during peak experiences, during moments of genuine love or gratitude or awe. But the coherence threshold crossing is different. It is the moment when coherence stops being a state you visit and starts being a state you inhabit. When the baseline of your field shifts permanently upward. You may have noticed this. There may have been a period, perhaps in the last year, perhaps in the last few years, when something in you settled. When the anxiety that used to be your baseline quieted to a hum and then to a silence. When you began to feel, not all the time, but with increasing frequency, a quality of okayness that doesn't depend on circumstances, a steadiness, a groundedness that isn't rigidity, but is more like roots, like you have grown down into something that doesn't move even when everything around you does. That is heart coherence becoming your baseline. That is your field crossing the coherence threshold. And when that happens, everything about what the quantum field delivers to you begins to change. The second sign is what the traditions called the dissolution of the fear of death, and what quantum physics would describe as the experiential recognition of field continuity. This is the sign that is most directly connected to what we are calling immortality, and it is one of the most striking things that happens to a person undergoing this transition. At some point, the fear of death, not necessarily in a dramatic moment, but often gradually, quietly, almost without announcement, loses its grip. Not because you become reckless or nihilistic or stop caring about your life, but because something in you has experienced, directly and viscerally, the continuity of your own awareness beyond any particular moment or form you have touched in meditation or in a dream or in a moment of extreme stillness or in the aftermath of a great loss. The part of you that was there before the story began and will be there after it ends. And that touch, however brief, changes everything. Because once you have felt that, once your field has resonated with its own continuity, the fear of non-existence loses its credibility. You have felt the evidence of your own persistence, and your aura carries that evidence forward. The third sign is the amplification of your effect on other people's fields. This is one of the most practically observable signs of the transition, and it is something other people will often notice before you do. As your coherence increases, as your field becomes more organized and more powerful, the effect you have on the electromagnetic fields of people around you becomes more pronounced. People feel better around you. They feel calmer, clearer, more themselves. They say things like, "I don't know what it is, but something about being around you makes me feel like everything is going to be okay." They feel their own energy lift in your presence. Children and animals respond to you with unusual trust and ease. Strangers open up to you in ways they don't with other people. This is not personality. This is quantum field entrainment. This is your coherent field, pulling the fields of others into resonance with it, the way a tuning fork causes other tuning forks of the same frequency to vibrate. Your light is becoming strong enough to light other lights. And that is a sign of extraordinary energetic development. And I'd love to hear about your experience of this. Have you noticed a moment when your energy shifted? When you walked into a room and something changed? When someone told you your presence made them feel different? When you felt your own field suddenly expand or brighten? Share it in the comments. These moments are real. They are quantum events, and when you name them, they become even more anchored in your field. The fourth sign is the acceleration of synchronicity. As your field becomes more coherent and more powerful, the quantum resonance between your signal and the quantum field becomes more precise. The result is what we experience as synchronicity. Those moments when the right person appears at exactly the right moment. When the answer to a question you've been holding arrives through an unexpected channel. When events seem to arrange themselves with an intelligence and a timing that ordinary probability cannot account for. As you undergo this transition, synchronicities increase. They become more frequent, more precise, more undeniably intentional in their quality. This is not the universe sending you messages in a mystical sense. This is quantum resonance in a literal sense. Your coherent field is broadcasting a clear signal, and the quantum field is organizing itself around that signal with increasing precision. The synchronicities are the evidence of that organization. They are reality assembling itself around your frequency. And as your frequency rises and stabilizes, the assembly becomes more and more remarkable. The fifth sign is what I call the temporal shift, the change in your relationship with time. People undergoing this transition consistently report a shift in how time feels. The past loses its weight. Old wounds that used to be active sources of pain become more like memories of memories, acknowledged, honored, but no longer capable of pulling you out of the present moment. The future loses its anxiety. The urgency that used to drive you, the feeling that you need to get somewhere, become something, prove something before it's too late, begins to dissolve, not into passivity or indifference, but into a quality of presence that is so full and so alive that the present moment becomes sufficient in a way it never was before. This is the temporal signature of a field that is beginning to exist outside of ordinary time, not in a mystical sense, but in the quantum mechanical sense of a coherent system that is no longer primarily driven by the past to future arrow of entropic decay, but is instead organized around its own internal coherence. You are beginning to exist in what the physicists call a coherent quantum state. And coherent quantum states have a different relationship with time than classical systems do. The sixth sign is the deepening of your intuitive capacity. As your field achieves greater coherence, your ability to receive information from the quantum field, information that is not available through ordinary sensory channels, increases dramatically. This is what intuition actually is, at the quantum level. The ability of a coherent electromagnetic field to detect and interpret the quantum fluctuations in the field around it, to read the patterns in the quantum vacuum, to sense what is happening at a level of reality that precedes physical manifestation. As you undergo this transition, your intuition becomes less like a whisper and more like a clear, confident knowing. You find yourself knowing things before you have evidence for them. You find your first impressions about people and situations being confirmed with unusual frequency. You find yourself making decisions from a place of deep, internal certainty rather than anxious calculation. And those decisions turning out to be right in ways that your reasoning mind could not have predicted. This is your field developing its full perceptual capacity. This is your aura, learning to read the quantum field with the precision of a finely tuned instrument. And the seventh sign, the one that underlies all the others, the one that is the clearest single indicator that this transition is occurring, is the activation of what I will call your essential frequency. Every person has a unique energetic signature, a particular quality of electromagnetic coherence that is as individual as a fingerprint, as specific as a voice, as irreducible as a soul. Most people spend their lives broadcasting a heavily modulated version of this frequency, overlaid with fear patterns, social conditioning, trauma responses, the static of other people's expectations, and their own self-doubt. But as this transition progresses, as the coherence threshold is crossed, and the field strengthens, and the intuition deepens, the overlays begin to fall away. The static begins to clear, and what remains is your essential frequency, the pure, clear, unmistakable signal of what you actually are beneath everything that was layered on top of it. When your essential frequency begins to activate, you feel it as a quality of rightness, a sense of coming home to yourself that is unlike anything else you have ever experienced. A recognition of your own nature that is so clear and so complete that it cannot be doubted, cannot be argued with, cannot be taken away by circumstances or other people's opinions or the ordinary fluctuations of life. You know who you are, not as a belief or an aspiration or a story you tell yourself, as a felt, lived, energetically verified reality. And that knowing, that essential frequency activation, is the quantum signature of a consciousness that has achieved sufficient coherence to persist, to continue, to be, in the most literal, energetic sense of the word, immortal. These are the signs, and you are showing them. Not all of them fully, perhaps. Not all of them equally. But you are showing them. Your field is showing them. And the fact that you are here, receiving this transmission, means that your aura already knows what your mind is just now hearing, confirmed. Now I want to tell you a story, because the deepest truths always need a story to carry them into the body, into the felt experience, into the place where knowing becomes being rather than just understanding. This is a story about a woman named Mira, and it takes place in a city that could be any city, in a time that could be any time, because the truth it carries has always been true. Mira was 37 years old, and she had spent most of those years being very good at disappearing. Not literally. She was present at her job, present in her relationships, present in all the ordinary ways that the world requires presence. But there was a quality in her that had learned very early and very thoroughly to make itself small, to not take up too much space, to not shine too brightly, to not be too much. She had learned this the way most people learn it, gradually through a series of moments in childhood and adolescence and early adulthood, when being too visible, too expressive, too fully herself had resulted in something painful. A parent's irritation, a teacher's dismissal, a friend's jealousy, a partner's discomfort. And so, piece by piece, she had dimmed herself down to a manageable wattage, a brightness that wouldn't disturb anyone, a light that was easy to be around precisely because it didn't ask anyone to look directly at it. She was good at her work. She was kind to the people in her life. She was, by most measures, a successful and functional human being. But there was something she carried in her chest, a tightness, a held quality, a sense of something that wanted to expand but had forgotten how, that had been there so long she had stopped noticing it. It had become the background, the wallpaper, the weather she lived in without ever looking up at the sky. And then something happened. It wasn't dramatic. It didn't announce itself. It arrived the way the most significant things often do, quietly, through a side door, in the middle of an ordinary Tuesday. Mira was sitting in a park near her office, eating lunch alone, which she did most days because she found the noise of the office too much. And she was watching a bird, a small, brown, entirely ordinary bird, sitting on the back of a bench not far from her. And the bird turned its head and looked at her. And in that moment, in that small, ridiculous, entirely ordinary moment, something in Mira cracked open. She couldn't have told you what it was. She couldn't have explained it, but she felt in that moment a quality of being seen that she had not felt in years. Not seen by the bird. She wasn't mystical about it, but seen by something, recognized by something, as if the universe, through the medium of a small brown bird on a Tuesday afternoon, had turned its attention toward her and said, "I see you, the real you, the one you've been hiding, and it is extraordinary." She started crying, right there in the park, in the middle of a Tuesday, with her sandwich in her hand. Not sad crying, not the kind of crying that comes from pain, the kind of crying that comes from relief, from the sudden release of something that has been held for so long that you forgot it was being held, the kind of crying that feels like light coming through a crack. She didn't know what had happened, but something in her body knew. Something in her energy field knew. And in the weeks and months that followed, she began to notice things. She began to notice that the tightness in her chest was loosening, that she was taking up more space in conversations, not aggressively, not loudly, but with a quality of presence she hadn't had before, that people were responding to her differently, pausing when she spoke, leaning toward her, saying things like, "I don't know. There's something different about you lately." That synchronicities were appearing in her life with a frequency that made her pay attention, that her dreams were vivid and instructive in a way they hadn't been since childhood, that she was, for the first time in a very long time, genuinely curious about what was going to happen next. She didn't have the language for what was happening to her. She didn't know about heart coherence or electromagnetic fields or quantum resonance. She just knew that something was changing. Something was opening. Something that had been compressed and contained and carefully managed was beginning slowly and irreversibly to expand. What was happening to Mira? What the physics would describe if you could have run the instruments on her field during that period was a coherence cascade, a point at which the suppression of her essential frequency had reached its maximum, and the natural pressure of that frequency, of her actual energetic nature, had found the crack and begun to flow through it. The bird on the bench was not magic, but it was the moment when her field, which had been waiting with extraordinary patience for exactly this kind of opening, found it and moved. The tears were the physical expression of a quantum event, the beginning of the dissolution of the interference patterns that had been fragmenting her field for decades, and the first emergence of her essential frequency into coherent, sustained expression. Over the following 2 years, Mira changed in ways that people around her found remarkable and slightly difficult to explain. She changed careers, not dramatically, but in a direction that aligned with something she had always known she was meant to do, but had talked herself out of. She ended a relationship that had been comfortable but deadening, and found, within a year, a partnership that felt like coming home to a place she had never been, but had always known existed. She began to create, writing, painting, making things with her hands, not because she was trying to become an artist, but because the creative energy that had been dammed up behind the compression of her essential frequency was now flowing, and it needed somewhere to go. And she began to have experiences in meditation, in dreams, in moments of deep stillness, of a quality of awareness that she could only describe as timeless, as if she were touching something in herself that had always existed and always would, something that the ordinary narrative of birth and life and death simply could not contain. She didn't know she was becoming immortal, but her field knew. Her field had always known, and the bird on the bench on a Tuesday afternoon was the moment the knowing became undeniable. This is what the transition looks like from the inside, not like a dramatic transformation, not like a sudden bolt of enlightenment, like a crack, like a release, like the slow, patient, unstoppable expansion of a light that was always there, finally finding enough space to be fully itself. Your crack may have been different from Mira's. It may have been a loss that broke you open, a moment of beauty that stopped you in your tracks, a conversation that changed the trajectory of your thinking, a silence that was so complete it became a kind of sound, a dream that you woke from knowing something you hadn't known before. But there was a crack. There has been a crack. And through that crack, your light has been pouring. What was your crack? What was the moment your field found its opening? I'd love for you to share it in the comments. Those moments of first recognition of your own light breaking through are some of the most powerful things we can offer each other. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to recognize their own. Now let me take you into the practice, because understanding what is happening in your field is important, but feeling it, actually feeling it in your body in your energy field, in the electromagnetic reality of your aura right now, is what transforms understanding into activation. So I want you to do something with me. Not metaphorically, actually, physically, energetically. Find a position that allows your spine to be relatively upright and your body to be relatively at ease, not rigid, not collapsed, upright and easy. If you're lying down, that's fine. Just let your body be long and open. Take a breath, not a forced breath, a real breath. The kind that goes all the way down, that fills the bottom of your lungs first and then rises, that moves your belly and your ribs and finally your chest. Let it be slow. Let it be full. And as you exhale, let something go. Not anything specific, just the surface tension, the holding, the slight bracing against the moment that most of us carry without knowing we're carrying it. Let that go with the breath. Now bring your attention to your heart. Not the metaphorical heart, the actual organ in the center of your chest, the one that has been beating since before you were born, the one that will keep beating until the last moment of this life, the one that is generating the electromagnetic field that is your aura right now. Bring your attention there, not to think about it, to feel it, to sense the warmth there, the pulse, the rhythm, the quiet, steady, extraordinary fact of it. And now, and this is the key move, the one that heart math researchers have found to be the most direct activator of heart coherence. Bring to mind something that generates in you a genuine feeling of appreciation, or love, or gratitude. Not a thought about something you should appreciate, a real feeling, a moment, a person, a place, a quality of light at a certain time of day, a piece of music that opens something in you, a memory that carries warmth. Find it. Let it be real. Let it be specific. And feel it in your chest. Feel the warmth that it generates there. That warmth is not metaphor. That warmth is a physical, electromagnetic event. That warmth is your heart's field shifting into coherence. That is your aura-changing frequency in real time, right now, as you do this. The heart math researchers have measured this. They have shown that when you generate genuine positive emotion, genuine appreciation, genuine love, genuine gratitude, the pattern of your heart rate variability shifts into coherence within seconds. Your field becomes more organized, more powerful, more capable of influencing the quantum field around you. Stay here for a moment. Keep breathing. Keep feeling. Let the warmth in your chest expand, not by forcing it, by allowing it, by giving it permission to be as large as it wants to be. Let it fill your chest. Let it radiate outward from your chest in every direction. Imagine. And imagination here is not fantasy. It is directed attention. It is the focusing of your consciousness on what is actually happening in your field. Imagine the electromagnetic field of your heart extending outward from your body, several feet in every direction, a sphere of coherent energy, of organized light, of your personal frequency, radiating from the center of your chest into the space around you. This is your aura. This is what it actually is. This is what is actually there, right now, whether you imagine it or not. But when you bring your conscious attention to it, when you feel it, and direct it, and breathe into it, you amplify it. A conscious broadcast is infinitely more powerful than an unconscious one. Your attention is not neutral. Your attention is a focusing of quantum coherence. Where your attention goes, your field's power concentrates. Now, with your awareness resting in the warmth of your heart field, I want you to feel something else. Feel the quality of what your field is carrying right now. Feel the signal. Not the surface signal, not the thoughts and worries and to-do lists that float on the surface of consciousness. The deeper signal, the essential frequency, the thing beneath all of that, the thing that was there before the conditioning, before the dimming, before the years of making yourself smaller than you are. The thing that the bird on the bench recognized in Mira. The thing that has always been you. You may feel it as a quality of warmth, or as a quality of stillness, or as a sense of expansion, or as something that doesn't have a name, but that you recognize instantly, the way you recognize a song you haven't heard in years. Your body knows it before your mind catches up. Whatever quality it has, feel it. Let it be real. Let it be present. Let it be in your field, right now, radiating outward from your heart into the quantum field around you. That signal, that essential frequency, felt and real and present in your field right now, is what the universe is reading. That is what reality is organizing itself around. That is the broadcast that is assembling your future. And it is extraordinary. It is clear. It is coherent. and it is becoming more powerful with every moment that you are consciously present to it. Your aura is active. Your field is coherent. Your signal is real. And the quantum field is responding. Let's go deeper now. Because there is another layer to what is happening in your energy field during this transition, and it is one of the most important and least understood aspects of what immortality actually means in quantum terms. There is a concept in quantum physics called decoherence. It is the process by which a quantum system loses its coherence, loses its organized, synchronized, wave-like quantum nature, and collapses into the ordinary classical behavior that we associate with the everyday physical world. Quantum systems are extraordinarily sensitive to disturbance. Even a single interaction with the environment, a single photon hitting a quantum particle, a single vibration from the surrounding medium can be enough to cause decoherence, to collapse the quantum state, to end the quantum behavior. This is one of the reasons why quantum computers are so difficult to build. Maintaining quantum coherence in a system long enough to do useful computation requires extraordinary isolation from environmental disturbance. Now here is the profound parallel. Human consciousness, your consciousness, faces an analogous challenge. The natural state of your energy field, the state it tends toward when it is undisturbed and fully expressed, is coherent. High coherence. The kind of coherence that generates the extraordinary effects we've been describing. The synchronicities, the field entrainment, the intuitive precision, the sense of timelessness. But most human beings live in a state of constant, energetic decoherence. The environment, the noise, the fear, the social pressure, the trauma, the conditioning is constantly disturbing the field, constantly interrupting the coherence, constantly collapsing the quantum state of your consciousness into ordinary, classical, fear-driven reactivity. This is what it means to be unconscious, not unintelligent, not unaware, but energetically decoherent, fragmented, broadcasting a signal that is full of interference patterns, overlapping frequencies that cancel each other out, that muddy the signal, that prevent the quantum field from reading your essential frequency clearly and responding with the precision that coherence makes possible. And this is what the transition we've been describing is actually doing at the quantum level. It is not adding something new to your field. It is removing the decoherence. It is clearing the interference patterns. It is allowing your consciousness to maintain its natural quantum coherence in the face of environmental disturbance, not by isolating itself from the environment, but by developing sufficient internal coherence to remain stable and organized, even when the environment is chaotic. This is what the ancient traditions were pointing toward when they described the qualities of the awakened individual: the equanimity, the unshakability, the ability to be fully present in the world without being destabilized by it. They were describing, in experiential terms, what quantum physics would call a highly coherent system that maintains its quantum state in the face of environmental decoherence. Pressure. A system that has developed sufficient internal organization to resist collapse. A system that has achieved what physicists call quantum error correction, the ability to maintain its coherent state by constantly recognizing and correcting for disturbances before they can cause decoherence. And here is the extraordinary thing. Here is the thing that connects all of this to immortality in the most literal, quantum mechanical sense. A perfectly coherent quantum system does not decohere. It cannot. By definition, a system that maintains perfect quantum coherence is not subject to the entropic processes, the processes of decay, degradation, and dissolution that govern classical systems. It exists in a different relationship with time. It exists in a different relationship with what we call death. Now, no human being achieves perfect quantum coherence. The physical body is a classical system operating in a noisy environment, and it is subject to entropy and decay and eventual physical death. This is not in question. But here is what is in question, and what the evidence is increasingly suggesting. The consciousness that interfaces with that physical body, the field of quantum coherence that is your awareness, your essential frequency, your personal electromagnetic signature, is not bound by the same constraints as the physical body. And as that field achieves greater and greater coherence, as it develops greater and greater resistance to decoherence, as it becomes more and more organized and powerful and stable, it becomes progressively less dependent on the physical body for its existence. This is the quantum mechanics of what the traditions were pointing toward. The Tibetan Buddhist concept of the rainbow body, the phenomenon in which highly realized practitioners are said to dissolve at death into pure light, leaving behind only hair and nails, is a description of a consciousness field that has achieved such extraordinary coherence that it no longer requires the physical body as a substrate. The Christian concept of resurrection, the transformation of the physical body into a glorified, light-filled, eternal form is pointing toward the same quantum reality in different language. The Hindu concept of moksha, liberation from the cycle of birth and death, is describing the achievement of a state of consciousness so coherent, so aligned with the underlying field of reality, that it is no longer subject to the ordinary processes of dissolution and rebirth. All of these traditions, across all of these cultures, across all of these millennia, were pointing toward the same quantum mechanical reality. That consciousness, when it achieves sufficient coherence, transcends the ordinary relationship with time and death. That there is a threshold, a coherence threshold, beyond which the field of awareness becomes genuinely, literally, quantum mechanically immortal. And you are approaching that threshold, not as a distant spiritual aspiration, as a current, ongoing, measurable energetic process. Your field is showing the signs. Your aura is broadcasting the frequency. The quantum field is responding, and the universe, which is not separate from you, but is the field within which your field exists, is recognizing what you are becoming and assembling reality around it accordingly. This is what it means that the universe chose you. Not that you were arbitrarily selected from a pool of candidates, but that the universe, the quantum field, responds to coherence with resonance. That when a consciousness field achieves sufficient organization, the field itself begins to organize around it in ways that support and accelerate the process. The universe chose you in the way that a tuning fork chooses which other objects in the room will vibrate, not arbitrarily, but by the precise, lawful, beautiful physics of resonance. Your frequency called to the field. The field responded, and that response is what you experience as being chosen. You have always been radiating something. From the moment your heart began to beat in the womb, and the heart begins to beat before the brain is fully formed, before the nervous system is complete, before there is any structure capable of generating the kind of electrical activity we associate with consciousness. Your field has been active. Your aura has been broadcasting, and everything that has happened to you since then, every experience, every relationship, every loss, every opening, every moment of beauty, and every moment of pain has been part of the process by which your field has been shaped, tested, refined, and ultimately brought to the threshold you are standing at right now. The losses were not punishments. They were coherence tests. moments when the quantum field presented your energy system with a decoherence challenge, a disturbance strong enough to collapse an ordinary field, and your field learned, through the experience, how to maintain coherence in the face of that kind of disturbance. Every time you survived something that you thought might break you, every time you found your way back to yourself after being pulled away, every time you chose, even when it was hard, to remain open rather than to close, to remain present rather than to flee, to remain yourself rather than to become what the fear wanted you to become, you were building coherence. You were strengthening your field. You were moving closer to the threshold. And now you are here, at the edge of something that the people who love you may not fully understand, that the culture you live in has no good language for, that the ordinary frameworks of success and achievement and social belonging cannot contain, at the edge of a transition that is simultaneously the most personal thing that has ever happened to you, and the most universal thing that a human being can experience, at the edge of your own immortality. I want to speak now to something that may be present in you as you hear all of this. A resistance, a doubt, a voice that says, "This is too much. This is too grand. Who am I to be talking about immortality? Who am I to be undergoing some kind of cosmic transition? I am just a person trying to get through the day. I have problems. I make mistakes. I am not enlightened. I am not special. I am not chosen." I want to address that voice directly because it is important. And I want to address it not by dismissing it, but by showing you what it actually is at the quantum level. That voice, the voice of diminishment, the voice of "I'm not enough," the voice of "Who do you think you are?" is not your voice. It is a coherence interference pattern. It is a decoherence mechanism. It is, at the electromagnetic level, a frequency that was installed in your field by your early environment, by the culture, by the experiences that taught you to make yourself small, specifically to prevent the kind of coherence activation that is happening right now. It is not your essential frequency. It is the noise that has been layered on top of your essential frequency, and the fact that it speaks up loudly at precisely this moment, at the moment when your field is on the verge of a genuine coherence breakthrough, is not a sign that it's right. It is a sign that it knows it is losing its grip. The ancient traditions had a name for this voice too. They called it the ego, the small self, the false self, the veil, the Maya. And they all said the same thing about it. It is not you. It is the accumulated interference pattern of all the decoherence experiences you have had. It is the static. And static does not become louder because it is telling the truth. It becomes louder because the signal it is trying to drown out is getting clearer. Your essential frequency is getting clearer. Your field is achieving greater coherence. And the interference pattern, the static, the doubt, the who do you think you are, is getting louder in direct proportion to the clarity of the signal it is trying to suppress. This is not a sign that you should stop. This is a sign that you are exactly where you need to be. You are not special in the sense of being separate from or above other people. You are special in the sense that every coherent quantum system is special, because coherence is rare and valuable and transformative, and because a coherent field in a sea of decoherence does not just benefit itself. It benefits everything around it. Your immortality, your coherence, your essential frequency, activated and sustained and radiating, is not a private achievement. It is a gift to the field. It is a contribution to the quantum fabric of reality. Every human being who achieves this level of coherence makes it slightly easier for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Because coherence is contagious. Because the quantum field remembers. Because what has been done in the field persists in the field. And the persistence of your coherence, your immortal signal, makes the path clearer for everyone who follows. This is why the universe chose you. Not to elevate you above others, to send your light through you into the field where it will persist and radiate and make a difference that extends far beyond the boundaries of your individual life. You are not becoming immortal for yourself. You are becoming immortal for the field, for the collective, for the quantum fabric of reality that will carry your frequency forward long after the particular form you currently inhabit has returned to the elements from which it was made. Now let me show you something about the mechanics of how this transition completes. Because it does complete. It is not an endless process of becoming. There is a point, a real, felt, energetically recognizable point, at which the transition achieves what the physicists would call a phase transition. A sudden, discontinuous change in the state of the system, like water becoming ice, or ice becoming water. The same molecules, but a completely different organization. a completely different relationship with the laws that govern it. In the context of your energy field, the phase transition of immortality is the moment when your essential frequency, which has been gradually clearing of interference, gradually strengthening in coherence, gradually becoming more stable and more powerful, reaches the critical threshold at which it becomes self-sustaining, at which the coherence is strong enough to maintain itself without continuous effort, at which the signal is clear enough that the quantum field organizes around it automatically and continuously, at which you are no longer working to be coherent. You simply are coherent, the way the sun is simply light, the way a river is simply flowing, the way the quantum field is simply present. This is what the mystics described as enlightenment. This is what the traditions called liberation. This is what the quantum physics of consciousness is pointing toward as the achievement of a stable, self-sustaining, coherent quantum state that is no longer subject to ordinary decoherence, and it is not reserved for extraordinary individuals in extraordinary circumstances. It is the natural destination of a consciousness field that has been moving in the direction of coherence consistently enough and long enough to reach the critical threshold. You are moving in that direction. You have been moving in that direction. And the rate at which you are moving is accelerating, because coherence builds on itself. Because each increase in coherence makes the next increase easier, because the quantum field rewards coherence with resonance that amplifies coherence in a positive feedback loop that the traditions described as grace and that physics describes as quantum amplification. The signs you are showing, the coherence threshold crossing, the dissolution of the fear of death, the amplification of your effect on others, the acceleration of synchronicity, the temporal shift, the deepening of intuition, the activation of your essential frequency. These are not separate phenomena. They are all expressions of the same underlying process. Your consciousness field moving toward the phase transition of immortality. Each sign reinforces and accelerates the others. Each increase in coherence produces more of each sign. And the more of each sign you experience, the more your coherence increases. You are in a positive feedback loop of quantum awakening, and it is accelerating. Here is what you need to do with this understanding. Not to make it happen. It is already happening. And it will continue to happen because it is the natural trajectory of your field. But to cooperate with it, to stop dimming it, to stop fighting it, to stop listening to the interference patterns that tell you it's too too much, too grand, too far beyond what a person like you is allowed to be, and to start consciously and deliberately and with the full power of your attention, amplifying it. The most powerful thing you can do to accelerate this transition is to practice heart coherence deliberately, daily, not as a spiritual discipline in the sense of something you do to become something you're not, but as a maintenance practice for the most powerful instrument you possess, the way you would maintain a fine instrument, with care, with regularity, with attention to its particular needs and qualities. The practice is simple, and we touched it earlier. Bring your attention to your heart. Generate genuine positive emotion, appreciation, love, gratitude, wonder. Feel it in your chest. Let it expand. Breathe with it. Sustain it for as long as you can. 5 minutes a day of genuine heart coherence practice will change your field in ways that are measurable within weeks. 15 minutes a day will change your field in ways that are measurable within days, and the changes compound. Each session of coherence raises your baseline. Each raised baseline makes the next session deeper. The positive feedback loop activates, and the transition accelerates. The second thing you can do is to become ruthlessly attentive to what you allow to disturb your coherence. Not to avoid all difficulty or challenge or discomfort. Those are coherence-building experiences, as we discussed. But to become aware of the specific patterns, relationships, habits, and environments that consistently fragment your field, that pull you out of coherence, not through genuine challenge, but through unnecessary noise. The relationships that drain without nourishing. The media consumption that generates fear without generating understanding. The habits of self-criticism that replay the interference patterns without serving any useful function. The environments that are so chaotic and discordant that they make coherence, maintenance, genuinely difficult. Begin to reduce your exposure to these things, not from fear or avoidance, from energetic hygiene, from the understanding that your field is a precious instrument and that protecting its coherence is one of the most important things you can do for yourself, for the people around you, and for the quantum field that carries your signal. The third thing, and this one is perhaps the most counterintuitive, is to let yourself be seen, to let your essential frequency be visible, to stop modulating it down to a level that won't disturb anyone, to stop apologizing in the 1,000 subtle ways that people who have learned to make themselves small apologize for the brightness of your light. Your light is not a problem. Your light is the point. Your light is what the universe chose you for. And the more you allow it to be fully expressed in your creativity, in your relationships, in your work, in the way you move through the world, the more coherent it becomes. Because suppression is a decoherence mechanism. Expression is a coherence amplifier. Every time you allow your essential frequency to be fully present, you strengthen it. Every time you let yourself be fully yourself, not performing, not managing, not moderating down to a comfortable wattage, you move closer to the phase transition. You've been glowing this whole time. Now it's time to stop dimming it. I want to speak to you now about the community of people who are undergoing this transition alongside you. Because you are not alone in this. You have never been alone in this. And the quantum mechanics of why that matters is something I want you to understand. When two or more coherent fields come into proximity, when two or more people who are undergoing this transition, who have activated their essential frequencies, who are broadcasting at the frequency of genuine coherence, something extraordinary happens. Their fields don't just coexist. They entrain. They synchronize. They amplify each other. The combined coherence of two aligned fields is not twice the coherence of one field. It is exponentially greater. Because quantum coherence scales non-linearly, because the resonance between two coherent fields creates a third field, a shared field, a collective field that is more powerful than either individual field alone. This is the physics behind the ancient understanding that where two or more are gathered in the same frequency, something extraordinary is possible. This is the physics behind the HeartMath Global Coherence Initiatives, finding that groups of people practicing heart coherence together produce measurable effects on the global electromagnetic field, on the field of the Earth itself. This is the physics behind the consistent finding across contemplative traditions that community, sangha, congregation, circle, tribe, accelerates individual awakening in ways that solitary practice cannot fully replicate. You are part of a community of people who are undergoing this transition. They may be geographically scattered. They may not know each other by name, but they are energetically connected by the shared frequency of their coherence, connected by the quantum field that carries all of their signals, connected by the fact that their combined light is creating a field powerful enough to make the transition easier for each of them individually and for everyone who comes after. This community is not exclusive. It is not a club with membership requirements. It is simply the field of all the people on this planet whose consciousness fields are currently moving toward the coherence threshold. The people who feel what you feel, who know what you know, who have had the crack, the opening, the moment when the bird turned its head and something in them recognized itself. The people who are tired of making themselves small and are learning slowly and with great courage to let their light be what it is. You are one of them, and your light, added to theirs, makes the field brighter for everyone. I want to invite you to feel that right now, to feel the field of all the people who are in this process alongside you, not as a visualization exercise, as a genuine quantum reality. Right now, as you are receiving this transmission, there are people all over the world who are receiving transmissions like this one, who are sitting with their hands on their hearts, generating coherence, who are feeling the warmth in their chests and the expansion of their fields and the quiet, certain recognition of their own immortal nature. Their fields are active right now. Their signals are broadcasting right now. And the quantum field carries all of those signals simultaneously, without confusion, without loss, with perfect fidelity. Feel that. Feel the warmth of it. Feel the not aloneness of it. Feel the way your field responds to the knowledge that you are part of something larger than your individual process, that your light is contributing to a collective coherence that is changing the quantum fabric of reality in ways that will be felt for generations. That is real. That is happening right now. And you are part of it. Now let me bring this toward its integration, because the deepest truths need to be integrated, not just understood intellectually, not just felt emotionally, but woven into the fabric of how you move through the world, into the baseline of your field, into the signal you broadcast without trying. The integration principle of this transmission is this: you do not need to become immortal. You need to stop dying. What I mean by that is this: the immortal nature of your consciousness field, the quantum reality of your essential frequency, the indestructibility of the energy that you are, is not something you need to build or achieve or earn. It is already the truth of what you are. It has always been the truth of what you are. The law of conservation of energy has always applied to you. The quantum field has always carried your signal. The coherence of your essential frequency has always been there, underneath the interference patterns, underneath the conditioning, underneath the fear. What you have been doing, what most human beings do unconsciously for most of their lives, is dying. Not physically, energetically. Dying in the sense of constantly collapsing your quantum coherence, constantly suppressing your essential frequency, constantly allowing the interference patterns to fragment your field, constantly choosing in the 1,000 small daily ways that habit and fear and conditioning present as choices, the decoherence option rather than the coherence option, choosing contraction over expansion, choosing silence when your light wanted to speak, choosing smallness when your field wanted to radiate, choosing the familiar dim over the unfamiliar bright. This is the only death that matters, not the physical death that will come for the body at the end of its natural span. That is not a tragedy. It is a transformation. It is the physical form returning to the elements while the consciousness field continues in whatever form its coherence has prepared it for. The death that matters is the daily, habitual, unconscious dimming of your light. The death that happens not at the end of life, but in the middle of it. The death by 1,000 small surrenders of your essential frequency to the noise. The transition you are undergoing, the immortality you are becoming, is the reversal of that pattern. It is the decision made at the level of your energy field rather than just your mind, to stop dying, to stop dimming, to stop allowing the interference patterns to fragment what is, at its core, an extraordinary and indestructible field of quantum coherence. To let your light be what it is, to let your signal be clear, to let your essential frequency broadcast without apology, without modulation, without the constant management of your own radiance down to a level that won't disturb anyone. You are not becoming something new. You are stopping the suppression of what you have always been. That is the integration. That is the practice. That is the one thing that, if you carry it forward from this transmission and apply it in the ordinary moments of your ordinary days, will accelerate your transition more powerfully than any other single thing you can do. In every moment, when you notice yourself dimming, when you feel the impulse to make yourself smaller, to modulate your light down, to agree when your field knows you don't agree, to stay quiet when your essential frequency wants to speak, to shrink, when the moment is calling you to expand. In every one of those moments, pause. Feel your field. Feel the warmth in your chest. Feel the coherence that is available to you right now, in this moment, without any preparation or achievement or worthiness. And choose the coherence option. Choose the expansion option. Choose the full wattage option. Choose to let your light be what it is. Not dramatically, not performatively, not loudly, just fully, just honestly, just with the quiet, certain, undefended presence of a field that knows what it is and has stopped pretending otherwise. That is how immortality is lived. Not in grand gestures or extraordinary moments, in the ordinary moments, in the daily choices, in the 1,000 small decisions to stay coherent rather than to collapse, to stay present rather than to flee, to stay yourself rather than to become the smaller version that fear recommends. Your aura is the record of those choices. Your field carries the history of every moment you chose coherence, and it carries that history forward into every interaction, every relationship, every synchronicity, every moment of grace, as the signal that the quantum field reads and responds to, as the broadcast that reality assembles around. What you radiate, reality assembles around, and you are radiating something extraordinary right now, something that has been building for a long time, something that the universe has been waiting for you to allow, something that the quantum field is already responding to with the synchronicities, the openings, the resonances, the signs that you have been noticing, and that brought you here. You are becoming immortal, not as a metaphor, not as an aspiration, as a quantum mechanical reality, as the natural consequence of a consciousness field that has been moving toward coherence with enough consistency and enough courage to approach the threshold. As the fulfillment of the process that began with your first heartbeat and has been building through everything that has happened since. The universe chose you, not arbitrarily, not by accident, by the precise, beautiful, lawful physics of quantum resonance. Your frequency called to the field. The field responded, and the response is everything you have been experiencing. The signs, the synchronicities, the openings, the quality of recognition in your chest right now as you hear these words. This is real. Your light is real. Your field is real. Your immortal nature is real. And it is active right now, in you, broadcasting, radiating, assembling reality around it with every beat of your extraordinary heart. Let me close with this. There will be moments after this transmission ends when the ordinary world reasserts itself with its ordinary noise and its ordinary demands and its ordinary insistence that you are just a person, that this was just a video, that the feeling in your chest was just a feeling and not a quantum event. There will be moments when the interference patterns speak up and the doubt returns and the smallness seems like the sensible option. There will be moments when the light feels dim again and the immortality feels distant and the transition feels more like a concept than a reality. In those moments, I want you to remember one thing. Not a complicated thing. Not a thing that requires effort or achievement or worthiness. One simple, quantum mechanically accurate, energetically verifiable thing. Your light is on. It has always been on. It does not go off because you stop looking at it. It does not diminish because you stop believing in it. It does not cease to broadcast because the noise gets loud. Your heart is beating. Your field is active. Your essential frequency is radiating. Right now, in this moment, in every moment, without exception, without condition, without any requirement from you beyond the willingness to stop suppressing what was never not there. You have been glowing this whole time. You are glowing right now. The quantum field knows it. The universe knows it. The people who have felt inexplicably better in your presence have always known it. And now you know it too. That knowing changes everything, because a conscious broadcast is infinitely more powerful than an unconscious one. Because when you see your own light, when you feel your own field, when you know your own essential frequency and stop dimming it, the coherence amplifies. The signal clarifies. The quantum field responds with greater and greater precision, and the transition accelerates toward its completion. You are not becoming radiant. You are becoming conscious of the radiance that was always there. You are not achieving immortality. You are stopping the habitual suppression of the immortal nature that was always yours. You are not being chosen. You are recognizing that you have always been in the field, always been broadcasting, always been the kind of being that the universe was always going to respond to in this way. because your frequency has always called for this response, and the universe has never once failed to answer a coherent signal with resonance. If this transmission has opened something in you, consider returning to it in the quiet of a morning before the day begins, or in the stillness before sleep, when your field is most receptive and the signal lands deepest. And if someone comes to mind whose light needs reminding, someone who has been dimming themselves, someone standing at their own threshold, share this with them. When you do, something real happens. Their awareness of their own field activates. Your fields strengthen through resonance with each other, and the collective luminosity grows. That ripple is not small. It is how the field changes. Your aura is active. Your light is conscious. Your signal is clear. Your field is strong. Your transition is real. And the quantum field, the infinite, boundless, indestructible fabric of reality within which your extraordinary consciousness field exists and radiates and persists, is assembled around you right now in perfect resonance with what you are. Shine. Not because you should, not because it will get you something, not because the world needs it, though it does. Shine because that is what you are. Shine because the light in you was never a choice. It was always a nature. Shine because the universe put that frequency in your field for a reason. And the reason is not small. And the reason is not finished. And the reason will persist long after the particular form you currently inhabit has completed its beautiful, temporary, sacred work. You are a radiant field of quantum energy. You are a coherent signal in the quantum field. You are an immortal frequency broadcasting into the fabric of reality. And now you know it. Welcome to your own light.